Annotation. Program writers need to be aware that the programs that they write will need to be maintained long after they have gone on to other projects. For example, a program is written to control the stock in a warehouse. The program has been fully tested and any problems appear to have been solved. Some months later, a particular chain of events occurs that means that the software does some instructions in an order that has never arisen before, and an error occurs. Someone has to find the error in the program. Sometime later, the warehouse expands in order to deal with an increased supply of goods, and the computer system needs to be amended to allow inquiries from the internet. This again implies that the program will need to be altered to accommodate the new circumstances. In both these cases, it is highly unlikely that the original programmer will be the person that has to do the adapting of the code. The new programmer is going to be grateful for all the help they can get in understanding the old program. Help given in the code itself is known as annotation, the purpose of which is to make the code as simple as possible to follow. One way to help demonstrate the structure of the program is to make parts of the code stand out from the rest by indentation. If this is done without some thought, then it is meaningless, but if a procedure of a program is made to stand out in this way, then it is very easy to see whereabouts the procedure is. If there is a loop structure, perhaps a while, end while loop inside the procedure, then that can also be made to stand out by using a further indent. Many programming languages automatically indent some of the programming constructs available in the language. Another way is to write comments in the code of the program which are aimed at a human being looking at the program, rather than at the computer that is running it. Most programming languages have an instruction that can be used for this. It simply tells the computer that anything that comes in this instruction is to be ignored. A further technique is to use sensible variable names. If an input is required at some point in the program, and the input is the number of marks that the student obtained in their maths exam, the variable used to store the number could be many things. However, if the variable name x was used, another programmer looking at the code would need extra information to understand what x stood for. If the original programmer had used the variable name maths_mark, the name is self-explanatory and hence makes the program easier to follow. The other obvious way of making the program easier to follow is to adopt a top-down design which enables the individual procedures to be easier to understand than one large program.